Good evening, Toastmasters. It's an honor to be presenting my topic to you tonight, haters and how celebrities deal with them. To start off, all of us, I think, have haters in our lives. And for a definition of terms here, haters are individuals who criticize another individual or verbally abuse or attack another individual with malicious intent. Unfortunately, I think all of us have been victims of having haters, and I'm sure some of us still have them in our lives, which is also, depressing and gloomy. But I myself, I have plenty of them in my life, and it always feels like there's nothing you can do. You try to, they could be it hurts especially when they're friends and family, and you try to, reason with them, and you try to tell them, listen, that's not nice, and don't say anything like that, but it gets worse. Actually, there are different and better approaches in dealing with them, and I'm going to talk about 3 celebrities and how they deal with haters and the lessons we can learn from them. The first celebrity I want to talk about is a famous motivational speaker that John quoted earlier by the name of Les Brown. He was born and raised in Liberty City of a bad sector of Miami, Florida, and he was diagnosed as educable mentally retarded. His haters were high school students that he went with, and they actually bullied him. They would always call him DT, the dumb twin, because he had a twin brother by the name of Wesley who was smarter than him, did much better than him in school, and probably did not have to take out student loans for his college, And Les Brown, on the other hand, failed the 5th grade, failed the 8th grade, and his teachers advised him, actually, Les, don't go to college, you'll fail. And he would get very angry when haters would insult him, to the point where he would actually attack them and get into physical altercations with them. One day he was in the dean's office, and a high school teacher came up to him and inspired him to change his behavior. He asked him, young man, how can you, claim, as Les Brown always used to say, that you want to make your mother proud and buy her a big home when you're in the dean's office today for fighting? Les Brown said, how do I get even with these haters? How do I get revenge? His teacher said to him, remember these words by Franklin Sinatra: the best revenge is massive success. And this is what Les Brown has been following to this very day. And he's 74 now, and he's still a successful motivational speaker. This is how he handles his critics. Anytime they criticize him, they tell him, you can't do this, you can't do that, you're an idiot, you're dumb, you're stupid. Les Brown will be like, well, I'm going to go ahead and prove you wrong. That's one way of defenestrating his haters. Another individual who defenestrates his haters is Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary Vaynerchuk is a successful entrepreneur who started the company VaynerMedia. And VaynerMedia is a company that helps other businesses and companies become much more successful and generate more wealth via ads on Facebook and Instagram. In a speech that Gary Vaynerchuk gave at the National Achievers Conference in May of 2018, Gary made this joke to his audience that he's secretly trying to make his audience a fan of the NFL Jets team. And his audience got very angry, and they started shouting, boo! And Gary Vaynerchuk was like, that's fine. Go check my Instagram post. I love it when you guys boo me. Keep up the great work. And they all just started clapping at that moment because they knew he meant it. Gary is always known for saying that he loves negativity, he loves hate, he's driven by the negativity and venom of others. So let's review earlier. Les Brown proves his critics wrong. Gary Vaynerchuk, he feeds off of the negativity of others. And one more celebrity I'm going to go ahead and quote for you is Hassan Minhaj. Hassan Minhaj is a famous comedian today who's currently running the show The Patriot Act on Netflix. Hassan was raised in Berkeley, California, and in high school he was bullied, and what he went through was that he tried out for his basketball team what ended up happening is that when he tried out for his basketball team, not only did he fail miserably, but the other team members bullied him by stealing his shoes from his locker and peeing in them. And, Hassan Minhaj decided he was going to defenestrate this doom and gloom that he's experiencing. And what did he decide to do? He decided that, and he talked about this in his commencement speech in 2015 he gave at his former high school. I think it's called David Foster High School. And what he had said is that, what he did actually, he ended up enjoying the process of failing. And he figured out at that point he was going to fail his way to success. It wasn't going to come right away. So in college, he decided he was going to try comedy. For 4 years, he continuously had pair of shoes after pair of shoes peed in over and over again. And he loved it until Jimmy Stewart, former host of The Tonight Show, called Hassan Minhaj to be his last guest for his career. And after that, Hassan Minhaj is making millions. He's running his own show, and he's the one laughing now. He doesn't prove his haters wrong, nor does he feed off the negativity. He just minds his own business and focuses on his goal. And the haters are just they're in the background. Those that peed in his shoes, he didn't think about that too much. So I talked about Les Brown and how he proves his haters wrong. I talked about Gary Vaynerchuk and how he feeds off his haters. And I talked about Hassan Minhaj, who he doesn't do either. He just focuses on his goal. Here's the catch. I'm not trying to persuade any of you guys to pick one of these strategies. I'm telling you guys to choose a strategy of your own. Find what works for you. But what all three have in common is neither of them took it personal. They knew that it wasn't their fault that they were getting the hate. So find what works for you and keep grinding towards your goal. Thank you very much.